Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, Uncle Dan. I am opening up the Hasbro Ghostbusters 1984 edition of the Proton pack. Been waiting for this dang thing for, pretty much a year and 2 years? 2 years. Okay. 2 friggin' years. What are you doing, Hasbro? Okay. As you can see, the box itself is pretty hefty, but the weight is not much. Probably because there was a lot less in this box than there was in the previous Proton pack box. And we're just going to see what it comes packed with. You and I have probably seen some other videos of these things being unboxed before, but I'm just decided to put in my 2 cents. Okay, now what's a good side to start on? I guess we'll start with this one. When opening cardboard boxes, don't start at the seam in the middle first. I'm telling you this from experience, not only of somebody who used to make boxes like this, but people as a person who used to open boxes like this. I've worked in both a warehouse and in a grocery market setting. I know what I'm talking about. Start at these sides first, not straight in the middle. Start at these sides first. Just do a careful upward pull on this side. Get that tape cut. Do the same on the other side. Start from the bottom and gently work your way up. It might be a little bit more difficult for you at home, probably because you either need a sharper blade or maybe a little bit more elbow grease, whichever one. Okay, now we get to the middle seam. Don't dig the blade all the way in like this. Do it at a more light angle. All you're trying to do is cut off the tape. You're not trying to cut into the cardboard. Unless it's one of those kinds of cardboard boxes where they have both flaps folded in on top of each other, then that's a whole different ballgame. Okay. Now, from what I've seen, yeah, we know. It's the old Chinese box trick. There's a lot of people who like to ship things that way. You can hear my mom laughing in the background right now. Okay. Now, how should I push this thing out? I find it interesting that one of the words that's on this box from Hasbro, it says action figures, then possibly one of the serial numbers, and then the number of pieces. Then it's got this word GHB Lockjaw. Wonder what that means. Okay. Safest bet is, well, I would say you just slide it a little bit, let gravity do its thing. Like that.
Grab that in.
Like I said, it's not that heavy. If the Proton pack is upside down inside of this thing like what we've seen in some other videos, I'm gonna laugh.
Ouch!
What happened?
I dropped the chair.
Okay. Is your foot okay?
Yeah.
Okay, as long as you're not hurt.
Go back to the video.
Okay. You know what, this tablecloth is very nice, but it is getting in the way. Just put it in another chair for now. Okay. Is this one of the boxes that has a flap on the long side? No. Going back to one of the edges. On the inner box, they don't tell you this side up like with the other one. I'm going to assume it's right side up. So again, like I said, start from the bottom and go up, or if it's just taped simply across, just quick pull up on each side. Make sure that your other hand is away, or don't pull that fast because you will and definitely can hurt yourself. There we go. Ah, it is right side up. Cool. I was hoping it is. And see, already things are starting to look pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I gotta pull another box out of a box. There we go, we got it. Yeah, there. Ain't that gorgeous?
That's so neat.
Just like for the previous one, it's meant to look like the type of carrying case that you would usually carry one of these pieces of ghost catching ordnance inside of. This one sort of is modeled off of a military footlocker. Got all kinds of nice little references here and there. Got a nice display of how the pack is supposed to look all set up. All kinds of nice little references. There's an advertisement for Stay Puft Marshmallows. Here's a bumper sticker for Camp Wakanda. One thing leads to another. And of course, there's also a lot of different caution stickers. Here's the one for laser light and high intensity light. Here's one for high electricity. Oh, we also got one all the way back here, signifying, radioactive or radiation emitting materials. Let's see, is there anything on this front side here? Maybe on the bottom? No. Bottom looks very much like what the bottom of a footlocker is supposed to look like. Okay. The display thing in the front here is also taped in place, so be careful of that. It's nothing major. It's not big pieces of tape. It's one of these little tape circle things. Just gently, well, they might be able to just pull off. Thank goodness. Hopefully I don't rip anything. That's always satisfying. Little thing of the tape just pull up instead of leaving residue or being hard to pull or ripping anything up. You just perfectly pull it back. Oh, that's great. I wonder if it's like that on the bottom or the sides. No? Just check the bottom. Yep. There's two of them on the bottom. Please be advised for when you get yours, boys. Boys and girls, excuse me. I keep forgetting that we do have Lady Busters in the core. You must forgive my mouth's... What's a good word for it? We'll come back to that.
Misogyny.
That's a little bit harsh, but fair. Okay. If you really want to not rip anything, like if you want to preserve any of the card backing, do be careful with these pieces of tape, because even though they're somewhat easy to pull off and come up, they do still take a little bit of effort, so just be prepared for that. Or you can really be impatient and just slit things up using your knife. Oh, pen. Okay, now we just remove this little number here. A little bit more effort than I thought. Ooh! And there's a full display. Titling. Military style titling.
Oh.
That's real nice. Okay. Now, hopefully, we have gotten past all of the hard stuff. Seems to be, anyway. Now, how do you actually open? Well, that's weird. Does it open from the side? I guess it opens from the side with tape down on the bottom. For some reason, the top here is smooth on the edges and smooth on the back. It shouldn't be smooth on the front, but it feels like it's just sealed in here, like it's either been stapled or it's been glued. So, am I actually looking at the back or the front right now?
Front.
No? Turns out I'm somehow looking at the back.
Yeah, I'm looking at the front. See?
So this somehow is the front.
Well, that's the hinge. That's the back of a foot locker.
Yeah. Oh, it's one of these. Okay, you're probably going to find another one of these little disc tape things at the edges here. Am I in the shot even?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Peel off another one of these. Try to be careful. Man, that's satisfying. As I said, if it comes out upside down, I'll laugh. Ha ha!
Oh,
It's still upside down.
It is upside down. Okay. Well,
I guess this was Hasbro's way of sort of getting back at the most of us for some of the criticisms that we gave them. Huh. Man, that's weird. So it both is upside down and yet is also not upside down. You'll see in a second. Very weird. Yeah, it's on a little cardboard track. It doesn't want to come out that way. There we go. Ah. One of those pumpkin boxes. This, as you will see in other videos, is the container full of the accoutrement. And now, the somewhat final reveal. Get this cardboard thing up. Yeah. Whew, that is strong plastic stuff. Okay, what do we got here? Hello. What are you? Absolutely random piece of cardboard that sort of looks like it was supposed to be part of the outside of the box, or like maybe a piece of asphalt.
let me see.
Don't know.
Yeah, that's a punch out from the outside of the box.
Look at that. Real nice. Now, when you get this, it doesn't have anything like the straps in the back already. That actually comes in the little box that was previously on top of it. In here. We'll get to that in a minute. We gotta find the best. Oh, I guess we just pull off more tape. That was easy. Again, that should just slide right out. And there's more tape. Another one of those little tape disc things, and it's on top of what I want to say is wax paper. There's wax paper on the underside of the Proton pack. I guess it's to try to protect the motherboard. Okay. This one is for some reason, it's so much lighter than the last one. Is there another piece of tape? Yes, there is. There's another piece of tape on the bottom. Gently and carefully remove that. There you go. That's pretty much the whole thing. It's pretty much one-to-one with the previous Phoebe pack, one from Afterlife. I myself am 5'9", so for those of you who are trying to figure out exactly what the size of this thing is, for those of you who are 6 feet tall and taller, it's big enough. It's definitely bigger than the 80% size that you would get at the Spirit Halloween store. Now, out of the package, it does not originally have any of its labels. And that is what that box is for. See? Now, inside the box, you're going to find right away, you're going to find the container of instructions and doodads. Maybe, see, and there's all of your stickers. Even one for the clipboard, that's right here. Right here above the cyclotron. It probably didn't come with a clipboard originally because this thing, compared to the last pack, was a bit made on the cheap, so they made sure to make these things as absolutely fast as absolutely possible. Now, as you can see here, in the accoutrements that comes with the pack, here's the ion arm, which goes here, and also comes with all of your straps. Well, if you want to keep those. The straps for the back, and the kidney pack strap, which I think might be the one in the middle, or maybe it's the one at the bottom. It's the one at the bottom. And this is, and this is the hose. I think they actually listened to us when we told them to get a softer hose. See, comparing, it's definitely softer than the last one. Still kind of stiff, but you know, we'll see. Now, in order to get this thing to start up, I'd have to get some D batteries. I'll try that a little bit later. Here's the connector. That's where it connects down here at the bottom of the cyclotron. We'll see if this thing works as is or if it'll have the same problem as it did last time. Okay, make sure that the connector matches with the notch that is there at the bottom of the cyclotron. You can see it in the light. I'm not sure about the lighting here. I'm hoping you can see it. If not, you can see it on another video in order to get the full picture. You just line it up properly, as proper as you can. I'm telling you right now, trying to screw the hose on might be a little bit difficult. These things were always tricky to begin with, but this one seems a little bit trickier, actually. Okay. It should be on all the way. No? Still? Oh, man. You really got to work at it for a little while, make sure that it's on there. Hopefully that's good enough. Okay, so D batteries. Let's see if this sucker turns on. Might have to commandeer the batteries out of the other Proton pack. Let's see. Okay, here we go. 40 batteries. I really don't want to have this thing messed up, so I'm going to hold on to it obsessively like this. Okay, I need a, what is it called? Phillips head screwdriver. Okay. My memory might be failing me, but I think that one of these proton packs only takes 4 of these. It's either 4 or 6. Hopefully it's just the 4. Come on, open. This is one of those easy open things. I'm embarrassing myself right now. That's because it's taped. They really don't want you to steal batteries. And that said, you could just cut it. Whatever. It's open. Okay. Batteries. Now we just gotta open this up. Now this is before you do anything like mods. Oh. Be careful of the connection down at the bottom corner there. It is very easy to mess that thing up. It's very, very easy to mess that up. Okay, now originally I would like to turn this thing on its... Can I? Maybe if I had a cushion. That's what I'll do. Put this thing on a couch cushion. Keep this for your own notes. If you're worried about this thing getting, knocked around too much or busted up or anything like that, you can always turn this thing around and place it gently on a couch cushion or on a bunch of pillows. Works just fine. 1 second, please. All of this just to put in batteries. Yes, I know. My poor attempt at an imitation of the late, great Mr. Price. You can hear him now. You call that an imitation of me? Piss off. Okay, here we are. Nice and comfy. Where is that? Here we go. Pretty much any Phillips head screwdriver will do. You might have one that's a bit too big. It's just best to err on the side of caution and start with the smallest one you can find and then work up. These screws inside of the battery cover should just stay inside. Of the grooves on the little door, unless they decide they like getting stuck, in which case keep unscrewing to the left. Okay, that should be loose enough now. What on earth? Are you still in there? I guess so. Alright. What? Did I strip the screw? No, I didn't strip the screw, which is being goofy. Alright. Huh. Interesting thing that you'll see about this online a lot. The new battery in Nerds has this little red line around it. I don't know if they just did that to make it match the theme of the 1984 pack. I'm not really sure. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get these batteries in and see if we get the sucker to turn on. 1, 2. Oh, I hope these batteries work. I don't know how long they've been kept where they were kept. 3 and 4. Okay. Now we know that it'll turn on. We hope that it'll turn on. Once we get the batteries in. Now I just gotta choose a neutrino one to hook it up to. Alright. Turn it back around. Now there's sort of a little hiccup with one of my Neutrona wands. Whoa. Something is wrong with one of the contact springs, or actually both of them, perhaps. But honestly, if this thing turns on after I screw it in, again, I'm going to laugh. Get out of my way now. Okay. I'm going to see if this one will work on the first try. If it doesn't work on the first try, that's not a problem. Here's hoping. Okay. There will be some plastic on or near the switch. That's probably because the end of this one. Ooh, wow, they really stuck it in there. You try your dang hardest not to hurt or break anything, and then they do this stuff. One of these ends of the blue cord. I think that's supposed to go on the end of the ion arm. Yeah.
Read the directions.
What the heck? Okay, so that's why. Man, that was a lot of work. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see if it turns on. Here she goes. And let's see if this turns on. What I want to know is, why is it at the end of the hose? Why is it that the end of the hose is so much harder to work with than the last one was? Also, aren't the bolts that are on the end of this intake, aren't they supposed to be countersinks? No, go deeper in. Oh well. I'm gonna see if I can finagle with this. For some reason, I can get this wand to work when I just have the battery slide in it. Well, well. There's nothing wrong with the hose, I don't think. In fact, let's go ahead and put the battery slide in. See, it'll work with the battery slide in it for some weird reason. Let's see. See? I can get it to run as long as it's got the battery slide in it. But God help me if I try to make one of these hose attachments connect to this dang thing. I don't know why it's like that. I've looked on the inside of the handle. All the way down at the end, one of the contact springs somehow got bent at this weird angle that I can't seem to fix. The irony. The irony. Okay, I'm gonna put this sucker back up where I've been keeping it in his little place of shame. I'm going to connect the 1984 wand. In case you're wondering, I've been keeping the 1984 wand on my baby pack. Because for some reason, it likes the Phoebe pack a lot more. Don't know why, it's just like that. Okay, we'll try connecting the 1984 wand, see if it works. Here's hoping. Now, there's a lot of people in the community who've been saying that this crank gen knob has been kind of loose, and I see what they mean. You used to also seem to get it louder, and now it's just not. Okay, moment of truth. Oh well. For some reason, I have a battery track that just doesn't want to work for some weird reason. Oh, hey. I should probably get myself new slides. One goes off, and like usual, pack goes off. Now, if there was a keep alive in here, or whatever the equivalent would have to be, then I'm sure it would last a lot longer. But as is, it won't. In fact, if I remember correctly, in order to make one of these stay alive like we want them to, you have to have this thing not really connected with the batteries, but have it connected, gotta be careful. You have to have it connected through this little dealie here with the snack compartment on the side. Oh gosh, how do you open? How do you open without breaking? There we go. And it's only thanks to this thing with a little switch on the inside that is very, very tiny. That's about here. You can switch it from regular batteries to a USB, what is it called? USB connected external what is it called? The name escapes me. My brain is starting to go because I'm getting up in years. Alright, will it turn back on once being switched into USB connected mode if I have batteries? Nope. But it will if I have it on batteries. Now, how you're supposed to really get one of those smaller battery packs to go in here into anything and stay connected like they say they want you to, I honestly don't know. There is this little tiny divot that's carved out of the top of the snack compartment. But I've heard from some people that it actually causes more problems than what it's supposed to solve. Well, it is what it is. Anyway, I guess we'll put the ion arm on now. Just to complete the whole thing. Oh. I suggest before you go any further, if you want full playability, take that little piece of cardboard off. There's a lot of us who've been wondering what the heck that was. It's just a little tiny piece of cardboard that goes on top of the ribbon cable connector. Oh, and I love this. I always love this. Disconnect. And what's funny about that is that's the emergency shutdown, the emergency power down sound for the containment unit. Why would it be on the Proton pack? I never understood that. Am I even in the shot when I talk about this? Who knows? Alright, anyway. Let's see, what else can I talk about this? Talked about the... Oh, there we go. Might as well reveal the inside of the cyclotron, of course. Anyway, just like in the previous pack, you have that on the other side of the cyclotron pan. And on the inside, maybe I should have disconnected the wand. On the inside, just like previously, there is the cake. And just like what I've heard from a lot of other people in the community, the coloring on the cake and the coloring on the D cells is it's a little bit lacking. Also, call me crazy, but it feels like, yeah, it feels like the space inside the cyclotron might be a little bit more cramped than previous. On the Phoebe pack, it felt like there was a little bit more give in here, and the actual, you see the D's here, they used to be kind of sequestered a little bit underneath this lip that's on the edge, but now they seem to be pushing out as much as they can. Oh, that's weird. It makes the cake inside the cyclotron actually look larger than it really is, which is kind of weird. Oh well. Let's see, is there anything that I have forgotten? Oh, coloring. Did I mention that already? Anyway, yeah, the cake, which is supposed to have a sort of coppery look, looks more like, honestly, it looks more like patinted brass at this point. And these here, the D cells, the D magnets, they are really, really faded for some reason. Also, a lot of the details on the inside of this thing are just a lot paler in comparison to the original. It's just weird, you know? It's just really weird. Oh well. Gosh, I hope I'm putting this thing on right. Okay. Here's another thing that a lot of us have noticed. Even though the stickers aren't on this thing quite yet, the place where you're supposed to put that one blue warning sticker for the cyclotron bumper is, I don't know if you can see it from that distance, but it's pretty raised. It's up there. I kind of don't like it. If I wanted to have something jutting up from the cyclotron bumper, then, you know, I'd like for it to be I would like for it to be that way because I put the label on myself, and the label by itself would be thick. Having a thing that's already thick and kind of sticking out like that just feels really uncomfortable. Not only that, I don't know if it's just my bumper, but this thing seems a lot less well put together than the Phoebe pack. The Phoebe pack had a bumper that seemed like all smooth lines and everything. There wasn't anything that felt jagged or felt like it was pulling apart. This thing looks like it's pulling apart. When they made this 1984, I guess that they were scraping the bottom of the barrel as fast as they can, like I said, or to make money as fast as they can. Oh well. It is what it is. And it's gonna look good anyway, so to heck with it. Alright, I think that's everything. I didn't go any more in depth than this because, well, it's basically the same as the Phoebe pack, just, 1984 style, that's all. Oh, and there have been people in the community who've been saying that something was kind of weird about the bellows, like it either felt like it was smaller, and they definitely said that the color was weird. Also, for some reason, at the end of the bellows, it's got this type of screw, this sort of screw head thing, but instead of being inset, like I think it was on the previous bellows, let me see. No. Even on the old bellows, it protruded quite a bit. But yeah, for the price that it is, this thing is fine. There's going to be like some other weird cosmetic things, cosmetic choices that they went with. Like, for example, right here at the base of the booster tube, these two discs. You remember that how it was shown online? It had these kind of like this nipple thing going on. Well, they decided that in order to solve that, that they would make them, they're concave. I don't know why, but they're concave. When I say they're concave, I mean they're concave, okay? They're like the eye side of glasses. They're concave for some reason. They could have just, it's weird because on the Phoebe pack, these things are flat. They have these aesthetic dents and nicks in them, sure, but the actual surface of the top of these two little discs here, they were flat. They were just nice and completely flat, real nice and aesthetic looking. They looked like real pieces of something that was machined out of metal. And now they're just really hammering it home that they want you to know that the Proton pack was made off of a bunch of molds. They're really trying to give you the mold look. And if you like the mold look, you like the mold look. Me, myself, I kind of don't. Because for me, that completely takes you out of the immersion. Instead of feeling like something that really is solid and is supposed to be made out of steel or titanium, whatever the metal was that these Proton packs were supposed to be made of, some people say just cast iron. God, that would be horribly heavy. Then, it doesn't look that way when you look at even one of the original Proton packs, one of the hero packs and such, up close. But you weren't ever supposed to see the packs in the original movies up close. You were supposed to see them as they were, in motion. And in motion, everything looked like it was, everything was correct. Everything was straight. Everything was designed as if it was designed by a scientist. A whole lot of sharp angles and stuff. And instead, the weird concave disc, I don't know, man, it just throws me off quite a bit. About as much as this thing right here, where label goes here type of ridge protrusion on the bumper kind of throws me off. But it's still nice. Wait a minute, is this? god, they did it here too. Wow, just no faith whatsoever in your customer base. Just, wow. Whatever. We still bought this stuff. Anyway, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you for joining me on my little journey of unboxing and showing my stuff off. And, you know, plus it makes me feel good. No? Wow, you ruined me. No? Really? Okay. It will not turn on unless the pack is turned on. That's different. Or maybe it's because I twisted this thing too much? No. Well, what do you know? Out of all the other things they took out the turn it on via the wand feature. Let me try something. No? What? Okay, so apparently this switch has to be up in order for it to actually power up and down. Alright, whatever. Yeah, plus it makes me feel good. See you later.